Making our way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. Ah, you know I had to sneak in a little Joe Cocker. Remember when every TV show had an unforgettable theme song? Iconic. Back in the 80s, theme songs were a big deal. Why? Was it the synthesizers? The shoulder pads? The sheer awesomeness of a catchy tune? Stay tuned because we're diving deep into the whys of the raddest decade ever, the 1980s. Okay, first up, why did every 80s show have a theme song? I mean, we're talking full-blown musical numbers, not just a title card. Well, picture this. It's 1985. No Netflix, no Hulu, no DVR. You're home from school, glued to the TV, because if you missed the start of Magnum PI, you've missed it for life.
Theme songs were your hype squad, your personal usher into a world of feathered hair and shoulder pads. They set the mood, introduced the characters, and most importantly, they hooked you instantly. Think about it. Could you imagine the A-Team without that rocking intro? Or Cheers without that warm, fuzzy feeling of where everybody knows your name? Nope.
Theme songs were like musical signatures, instantly recognizable. You knew exactly what you were getting into within the first few chords. Plus, let's be real, they were just plain catchy. Don't pretend you don't still sing along to the Golden Girls theme song in the shower. I know I do. Next up, we're tackling a true 80s mystery, the Tangled cassette tape. Seriously, was it possessed? Did it have a vendetta against our Walkmans?
Here's the lowdown. Those flimsy little tapes were a recipe for disaster. The tape itself was thin and prone to stretching, especially in the heat. Remember leaving your favorite mixtape in the car on a summer day? Yeah, not a good look.
Then you had the tape player itself, a masterpiece of plastic and questionable engineering. The tape head and rollers, responsible for keeping everything running smoothly, would sometimes lose their grip, creating slack in the tape.
Add in a little wear and tear, a sprinkle of bad luck, and BAM! You're staring at a tangled mess of magnetic ribbon, but did that stop us? Nope. We'd grab the nearest pencil, carefully wind that bad boy back up, and pray to the mixtape gods that it wasn't too badly damaged.
Neon dreams and electric hues.
Okay, let's talk fashion. Or should I say fashion in all caps. The 80s were a glorious explosion of neon colors. Think electric blue, hot pink, screaming yellow. The bolder, the brighter, the better. Why? Well, for starters, the 80s were a time of optimism and technological advancement. We had Pac-Man, personal computers, and the birth of MTV. Neon colors with their electric energy perfectly reflected that sense of excitement and possibility.
Plus, let's not forget the impact of television. TVs back then weren't exactly known for their crystal clear picture quality. Neon colors just popped on screen, grabbing your attention amidst the static. And hey, after a decade of muted browns and oranges in the 70s, we were ready for some serious color. From leg warmers and headbands to windbreakers and jelly shoes, neon was everywhere. And honestly, we rocked it. The Spiral Cord Chronicles.
Let's talk about those phones with the curly cords. You know, the ones that could stretch across the entire house? You could walk, you could talk, you could even trip over them. They were the ultimate symbol of 80s communication. But why the spiral? Was it a fashion statement? A secret code? Well, not quite. The spiral cord was actually a marvel of practicality. In theory.
See, those coils allowed the phone cord to extend and retract without getting tangled. Think about it. A straight cord would get knotted and messy. The spiral design was supposed to prevent that. Of course, we all know how well that worked out in reality. Those cords had a life of their own, twisting and turning into knots that would make a sailor weep. But hey, at least we looked stylish while untangling them, right? The rewind ritual.
And finally, let's talk about the sacred ritual of rewinding VHS tapes. Today we've got streaming DVR and the ability to skip ahead with a single click. Back in the 80s, watching a movie was a commitment. You popped in that chunky plastic cassette, pressed play, and prayed that the tracking was set correctly. And when the movie was over, well, you didn't just toss it back on the shelf. Oh no, that would be sacrilege.
You carefully rewound it, listening to the satisfying whir of the VCR as it spooled the tape back to the beginning. Why? Simple. VHS technology was a one-trick pony. It couldn't record and play at the same time like our fancy modern gadgets. Sure, there were separate rewinding machines, but who wanted to shell out extra cash for that? So, rewinding became the norm, a shared responsibility, a test of basic human decency. Forget to rewind? Prepare for the wrath of your family. Keep the 80s alive. From tangled tapes to unforgettable theme songs, the 80s were all about quirks and character. We rocked out to boomboxes, embraced the neon, and even managed to survive the wrath of the spiral phone cord. If you loved this trip down memory lane, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your favorite 80s why in the comments. And remember, always be kind. Rewind.